Hello and welcome to this week's episode of P.S.SuchaConnection. I'm P.
And I'm S, and we are here to discuss this week's episode of The Bachelorette.
So we're going to start off with the pool party because that's what they started with.
And yesterday's episode ended off with that whole Evan confronts Chris Harrison thing, which he obviously shouldn't have done. Tone it down, Evan.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. They get over it, I think. I mean,
nothing happened. It didn't escalate to what we thought it was going to escalate to. So that's good.
Yeah. And then they start the pool party.
Yeah.
And everything. Like, the pool party goes kind of well. Everyone's having fun, and Chad is, like, off in his own little corner.
Yeah.
And they, like, synchronize swim.
I thought that was so cute.
Yeah,
that was so cute.
And Evan gets a bloody nose. He's a nosebleeder.
He's such a nosebleeder. So I put down for this that it seems like Jojo and Jordan are already dating. Like, they go off into their little corner, and she, like, jumps up on him and hugs him and is kissing him. Like, it was super cute, and it just seems like they have that kind of, like, they're so comfortable with each other that they, I don't know, because we don't get to see a lot of what the other people are talking with her about, but I feel like there's a formality, and then they get into the romance, and with Jordan, they just go right into the romance.
Yeah, but I also think, well, she was talking with him, right? And she keeps saying how nervous she gets with him.
Yeah.
So, like, whereas it's always kind of smooth and good with them, but I also think that happens when you really like someone and you are not sure, like, that they feel the same way.
Yeah, that they have the same amount of feelings for you.
Yeah. So I think that is largely the reason she's feeling that nervousness. And then he kind of tells her, right? He says, "Oh, I'm really starting to feel these feelings," which is such a simple thing to say and something that all the guys
wasn't that
say.
not until later on the group date?
It?
Yeah, I thought it was when they were in front of the fountain on the group date.
Oh, then I'm wrong. I'm jumping the gun.
Jumping ahead.
My God.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't even say anything.
I didn't hear anything. So I had that Jojo, like, super rolls her eyes at Chad when he's trying to explain something to her, which I thought was amazing.
It was good.
You go, Jojo.
You go, Jojo. It's like Glen Coco.
Yes, it fits perfectly. I had to stop myself from actually doing it. So I think that Jojo should have been told that there are security guards in the house.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have had the guys tell her that. I think that that's something that needs to be known by the person who is dating these people.
Yeah, I just feel like, well, a lot of the things they handled in this episode were kind of done wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, I'm not sure, like, what they show us for drama and what she's actually informed of, like...
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know. So I had that Chad on this pool party, because it went good for a while, and then it went a little downhill, because Chad creeps on Derek's conversation.
Yes. And I wrote down that he's still listening in on all of their conversations.
Which is creepy.
You shouldn't do that.
Serial murdery. And it's true, Jojo was like, "How are things?" And Derek's like, "I kind of moved rooms because I didn't feel safe."
Yeah. And that's a valid thing to tell someone.
Yeah.
And Chad, like, whatever, has to know that Derek left the room.
Clearly. So then, later on, Chad, like, brings Derek out of the room and is, like, super antagonizing him.
I thought Derek handled that situation so beautifully. Like, he
Yeah.
didn't let it get out of hand. He just kept his calm. He said, this is what she asked me to say. What do you want me to do? And then, you know, retaliated as to what Chad was saying to him. But didn't let it get to the point where they were about to punch each other. I mean, Chad may have been about to punch him. But
Chad
he
is always
didn't let it
about
get
to
to the
punch
point
someone.
where he wasn't okay and
Yeah.
he was about to get aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see, like, Derek being a guy who gets, or maybe he, I don't, he handled it good. So I don't really have anything else for the pool party.
No.
All right, so let's go to the rose ceremony. This devastated me.
I can't live in this world right now. Why?
Okay, for those of you who haven't seen all of our episodes, episode 1, we listed off some of our favorites. My favorite was Ali.
And my favorite was Christian.
Both of whom go home tonight.
It was so bad. And, like, I kind of a little bit saw it coming.
Yeah.
At least with Ali. I thought Christian maybe had another week. But it was devastating. And Nick B, too, because they at least showed some conversations with her and Nick B. And, like, I thought that everything was going perfectly fine. Like, I feel like I'm in this show. And I'm like, I thought that we had this connection. And then this happens. And whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they went home. And it was awful. So now I have to unceremoniously cross their faces.
Can I do
off
Ali?
the board. Yes, you can do Ali. Alright,
So
we
sad.
have Nick B is now gone.
Poor Nick B.
It's very sad. And Christian
Oh, right in the middle. Poor Christian.
is now gone.
Alright, and Ali down here in my corner is now gone. The deed is done. And as much as that hurts, we have to move on.
Yes.
So
we will grow from this. We will get stronger from this.
For all I know, Ali is still available. So
we hope so.
That's the takeaway from this episode. So
is
the
there
one
a little
on
white
one.
box on your side.
A little white box. There's this thing.
Yes, please.
We have to turn the AC on. The one-on-one. Luke gets the one-on-one. First episode, she had a connection with Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Such a connection. And, so she's delving into the Luke relationship right now.
And they went dog
sledding.
And then they had a wood-fired
hot tub, which was too hot. I loved it. See, unexpected things that go wrong like that, I'm in love with on the show because, like, Jojo's like, I can't get in. And it's supposed to be this, like, oh, they go into the hot tub and drink champagne.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I can't even get in. And it was adorable.
But then he made it so much better by carrying her in. Through the flames into the...
like a military Adonis. And it was great. I thought in the hot tub, though, Luke, I hate it, Pam, when they go into, like, the Bachelorette talk where they're like, I'm here for you and I want you to know. Like, it's laying it on too thick for me. I want them to have a real conversation.
Yeah.
And, he did that in the hot tub.
Okay.
But at dinner, they go into his backstory.
Yes.
Give me your thoughts.
So I thought that he spoke so eloquently about basically everything at dinner.
Everything.
Like, the way that he spoke, like, I fell in love with him.
Yeah,
as he was speaking.
Such a good talker.
Yes.
It makes me think because Ben Higgins on Ben's season, obviously a really good guy, really genuine, really sweet, but he could not talk.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he said was kind of a repeat, I felt. And Ben, love you, but it just, like, it wasn't intriguing. Like, Luke, like, all the stuff he was saying about, and, like, tragic military history, first of all, like, deepening, really, like, there was nothing, like, contrived or
I
fake.
think it's always interesting when someone will tell you a little piece of what happened when they were in Afghanistan, because that's something that no one wants to talk about, and only the people who go over there together can understand.
Yeah.
So when you're able to open up about something like that, I think it's amazing. To do it on national television is really brave, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just, everything about Luke when he was talking, he just came across, like, really great. And,
more on that later.
Yeah.
From me, at least.
Okay.
So he did get the rose.
Clearly.
And then, sorry?
And, just clearly, because, I mean, Jojo was feeling everything that we were feeling.
Yeah.
With Luke, I think.
So then we go on to the group date, and it's everyone but Alex and Jordan, and Luke, obviously. And they
Chad.
go. Jordan does go. It's Chad and Alex.
Yes.
Sorry, I got them mixed up. You would think I wouldn't, because they talk about Chad every 5 seconds, but... So they go and they play football, which is right in the vein of Jordan, so I really shouldn't have mixed that up. Yeah, it's fine.
So they separate into the blue team and the white team, and the white team is, like, dominating the first half, and then...
Well, before that...
What happens before that?
James Taylor, like, lost his eye in a bloody massacre, and then was like, can we just fix this later? Like, I know I need stitches, but whatever, I'll fight through.
Yeah.
Which I think is so sweet.
It was so sweet.
Like, it's a little bit like, maybe you should get that looked at.
Yeah, I found it more comical in that he has this giant bandage like they would show on, like, a cartoon. And he's like,
it was hysterical.
I can keep going. It was great.
It was hysterically sweet.
Yeah.
We laughed for a good, like, minute.
And then blue team versus white team.
Yes.
And blue team ends up winning it in the last, like, 6 seconds or something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably the last 6 minutes, but it was the last 6 seconds.
Yeah. And the white team's, like, super mad about it.
They turned on each other so quickly. They were like, I love the guys on this team. We're great. We're going to win. We're the most athletic. And then as soon as they were done, they were like, this is your fault. Everything is wrong with you.
Exactly. I think, honestly, it was a little bit more losing the football game than losing Jojo's date. Just a little bit. But I could be wrong.
Hey, competitiveness runs in my family, so I completely understand. I would be like, who's Jojo? No, we lost.
This is the important thing. So a few of the guys get some extra time with her, including Jordan, because he was going to get it anyway.
Yeah. He totally played that to his advantage.
Yeah. Whatever. He definitely doesn't win.
He probably shouldn't have been on that date. Like, that's just an unfair advantage. I mean, and then Grant he gets to be on both teams.
Grant was on the firefighter date.
That's true. And he did win, so I guess it all works out.
But it's not like, they have the mortgage broker games where, it's not like
everybody do everybody else's taxes right now, and whoever does it fast enough wins. I would watch that for days.
Yeah, all the time.
I would probably fall asleep and, like, it would be on the
Let's do a spin-off.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna happen. I don't have that much. So Robbie had a really good time.
Yes.
On the group date, and he, like, kissed her, and he's, like, having a good convo with her.
He had her up on the pool table.
He was, like, smooth and stuff. And I was, like, convinced he was gonna get the rose for the night. But then she
gave it to Jordan. Which, you know, as I think about it, it does make sense because he did say that she was falling for him.
Yeah.
It kind of would have been like a hit to him if she hadn't given it to him after that's what she'd been asking for.
That's true.
But I still think it should have gone to Robbie.
It's just that I think in the situation like the Bachelor or Bachelorette, in the house, the guys know kind of who's having the best relationship at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the house knows that Jordan is kind of in the lead. And so it just seems like it seems like she made more of a jump with Robbie.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just validated with Jordan. But it's fine. Jordan is awesome, so but I felt bad for Robbie.
Yeah.
My heart went out to Robbie.
Definitely.
And then it cuts back to the house, and, like, all the guys walk in their loser sweats. And Chad happens again.
So then we know, I guess as soon as they got the group date, we knew that Alex and Chad were going to be on that 2-on-1.
Yeah.
But it gets, like, there's the official 2-on-1 thing that ominously says that they're going to get lost in the woods together.
And we were like...
And maybe one of them won't come back. Sorry, Alex, we'll miss you.
His body's probably still in that woods somewhere.
I miss him. He was cute.
We liked him.
His twin is probably like, why did you let him die on the show? I don't...
His twin takes his place for the rest of the show. It's pretty rough. But yeah, so all the guys come back and Chad threatens Jordan, and
that wasn't until the next morning.
Really?
Yeah, that wasn't until right before the 2-on-1.
Well, I'm skipping to there then.
Okay, so 2-on-1. I didn't have anything else.
Okay. In the morning of, Chad is like, I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah,
like
to Jordan. Who said, like, maybe 2 words to him.
Yeah.
I mean, again, maybe we didn't see it all, but in that moment, he said 2 words.
Yeah. And in this moment, my dear friend here had a breakdown.
I got a little angry. I just think that when someone is on a show threatening other people, they shouldn't be there. And this is not the first time he did it. I feel that it's very stupid of them to let this man stay on the show. And he's dangerous. He's making threats. He's dangerous. Yeah. He's shoved someone. He's ripped that same person's shirt. He punched a door. It's dangerous, and you shouldn't be putting the people who are on your show in danger like that.
Yeah, it's... Things like that on other shows are a ticket home.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you even put your hand on someone in a physical manner where it looks like you might shove them, they send you home.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They have a no-tolerance policy for it, and it really surprises me that this show doesn't have that, and they are more interested in the drama.
Which, you made a point that a lot of it... Well, the thing is, not all of it can be staged. Maybe this upcoming episode, what Chad's doing, they put him up to. But at least some of the threats that he was making were not... it wasn't all producers here. There's something wrong with this guy.
And I mean, even if you're coming from a standpoint of this is all staged, it's not okay to be like, well, we're gonna throw this thing in here, he's gonna threaten people, and that's the drama that we're gonna create for this, and then they keep building it up and building it up, because that sends such a bad message. That means that more people like that are going to apply for the show, possibly be able to manipulate themselves onto the show and actually be like that on the show.
Yeah, and maybe actually hurt someone.
Yeah. And that's not okay. You shouldn't be promoting that as something that will get you airtime. It's just not okay with me.
So then Alex and Chad leave on this 2-on-1 date that, you know, presumably leaves Alex dead in the woods somewhere.
And they go hiking.
Yeah, and it's like quiet and silent, and they're like walking through the woods.
Yeah, that one okay.
It was fine. And they like set up on this little creek bed. And she talks to Alex first, and we are over here being like, come on, Alex, play this the right way.
Yeah, seriously. And we thought he was going to, too. I mean, I guess he kind of did.
He kind of did.
But he did start out with, I don't want to talk about another guy on my date. So about Chad.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
We were like, yeah, Alex. Ooh,
oh.
You pulled the rug out from under us there.
Quick there. But there are just... It ended up being that I think maybe if he hadn't told Jojo about the threat he made, she wouldn't have known.
That's true.
And maybe he would have stayed because...
And the fact that the threat was made to Jordan, who was clearly Jojo's favorite. Yeah. Like, she's not going to take that.
She's not going to take it. So,
Maybe if it were, like, James F., she would be like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
He didn't mean it. It's fine.
That's fine. But then she talks to Chad, and she confronts him, and she's like, did you make threats? And he's like,
if they wanted to take it as a threat that I said I was gonna find him.
I didn't have a choice but to threaten the guy because reasons. Chad is the worst.
He's so bad.
So Jojo, she's kind of gotten the point. She's known. Though I think the main thing holding her back was this dead mom situation.
Yeah. Which I had completely forgotten about because they're building up all of this, like, tension and, like, I don't remember that.
And it doesn't seem like Chad... I mean, we don't see everything.
Yeah.
But Chad doesn't seem to have any sort of remorse. He hasn't mentioned his backstory since this time.
Yeah, but they haven't been showing any of the conversations, to be fair.
So we don't know anything of what's going on. But, yeah. So she has them both back on the rock together, and she's like, Chad, I gave you this chance. You've continued to act like a jerk.
I thought it was interesting that she confronted him in front of Alex instead of taking him aside. I think she did it so that Alex could rebuke him when he was saying things like, well, it's not 100% false.
Yeah,
like so I think she maybe had him there to be like, call bullshit on him, so she didn't have to because she doesn't necessarily know what's going on.
Yeah. But yeah, so then Alex, I think it was a huge weight off of Jojo.
Yes.
Then, because she's holding Alex's hand, she kisses him, and maybe she probably has a connection with Alex, but, like, Chad is right there, and she's, like, all over him. I just feel like it was a relief, and she was like, give me a kiss. So it was good, and they go off to have their, like, their one-on-one.
And then Chad, I guess, goes back to the house, and
which was so murdery.
Yeah.
So scary.
It doesn't make sense to me that they would let him do that. That's a little bit why I'm believing all of this staged stuff, because seriously, after all of that, and he's gonna be able to walk back into this house and talk to these guys. They took his luggage. There's no reason for him to go back to that house. And if it's not staged, again, get your shit together, because someone is going to get hurt and it's gonna be on you. I don't care what waivers they sign. The entire population is gonna be pissed at you. The population who watches this show, I mean, is going to be pissed at you for someone on that show being hurt.
Yeah. And so there's been a lot
Sorry, I'm punching the table a little bit.
There's been a lot of promo lies. Because we were led to believe that all the blood that was happening in the promos was because of Chad. It wasn't at all. I mean, we believed it. Yeah. Because it's totally plausible. But
even if no one gets hurt next episode, they let him go back into the house after he got kicked off the show.
Yeah. And there's...
So I'm hoping that, again, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, someone's locked in the bathroom, like, what's happening?
Yeah, like,
and,
oh no.
Like, someone just, like, is putting on mascara and they're taking too long.
Yeah.
It would work better
really
if this
hard.
were a female season.
It's fine. I think it worked better because it's a male season. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm looking forward... Because most of the next episode has to exclude Chad. I'm just looking forward to an episode without Chad.
Yeah.
And maybe we can focus on
It'll be good. We can start moving forward. We can start actually seeing conversations.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And be like, oh, someone besides Jordan is in the running for this.
Seriously. I, was a super supporter of Wells. BT Dubs, Wells was the great voice of reason here.
He was amazing.
He just has it all figured out, I think. And I mean, I could be just, this could be wishful thinking, but I want Wells to kind of come up from behind and really be...
I think Wells is great.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could see that happening, but I would definitely root for that to happen.
Yeah. I think he'll make it fairly far.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see what kind of connections she makes next episode.
So now we have our drama moment of the episode.
Yes. Want to go first?
Sure. Mine is when Chad threatened Jordan. Sorry.
Me too.
It took me too long to look at that.
That one was a clear drama.
Yeah.
Because there were other things, like in the promos that they made out to be big deals, but that ended up maybe being a little less escalated than we thought. That time he and Alex had a thing, and it kind of dispersed rather quickly. He went at Jordan, and he was like, I will find you. You should be scared of me.
Yeah.
And
they're, sitting on the couch trying to laugh it off. Haha, you totally do that. Yeah, I'm gonna be scared of you. And,
I was scared.
I was terrified.
I hope Jordan is still alive.
Have we checked? Should we check?
Oh, my gosh.
Just
Someone
give him a quick call, one of the producers. Just have him, Alex, and Evan just call in after one of the episodes and be like, yes, we're living, breathing.
Please. So, did you have a romance moment?
A romance moment? Yes. I said when Luke was talking to Jojo, and specifically he said, I love that feeling when your hair stands up on end. And she was like, oh, so when do you get that feeling? And he was like, at times like this, when I'm staring into your eyes, and I think to myself, I could be staring into these eyes for the rest of my life.
So adorable.
Melt me down and put me into, a heart-shaped pan.
Bake it like a cake and eat me for breakfast.
Yes, exactly. Because I melted with adorableness and love and happiness.
Yeah, no. I just put down Luke for romance moment. But I want... I guess, that one in particular. But dinner in general... in my head, I almost wanted to say when he picked her up. That was a good one, too, for the hot tub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I'm a fan of moments that kind of, like, she was... It wasn't necessarily romantic, right? Because she was like, oh my god, I can't get in. This is too hot. And he's like, just come here. I gotcha.
Yeah.
And that was pretty sweet.
So, douchebag moment of the episode.
Yeah.
I will go first. I said when Chad pulled Derek aside, and specifically when he said, who's like me has taken a girl from you before.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Like,
that's a really good one.
How much do you have to think about yourself to say something like that to someone? And I thought that, again, we talked about it earlier, Derek handled it so well.
Yeah.
But just come on, man.
Come on.
Just know when you're crossing the line. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. Jeez. That's a good one. I didn't even. I chose, so on the 2-on-1, when Jojo takes Chad aside, and she's trying, what she's saying is that I'm trying to give you a second chance because I know that in the past year you've been through some hard things. So she's trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And he smirks. And he's like, I got her. And it just, to me, was so conceited and so, I was like, he thinks he has this girl around his little finger. And he doesn't.
He has such a punchable face. Like, again, not promoting violence, but just the way that he smirks.
Yeah.
Just, like, rises your anger levels.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that to someone who you're supposed to be falling in love with?
The contempt. You're like, oh my gosh.
And it's not like he's still at that point where he's like, I don't love her or whatever, like he was in that second episode.
Yeah.
He's, like, at the point now where he's, like, whatever, I'm falling for her, and he's still treating her like shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. We did not get a single connection for tonight.
Yeah.
Goose egg on the connections.
Not a lot of connections. No one's feeling connections.
We could have missed a few because...
I was really riled up for a moment.
But I would believe it to have no connections.
Yeah.
Because there was just...
Usually I kind of perk up when I hear one, and I didn't, so... Who knows? No one's feeling any connections.
We're not feeling it. They're not feeling it. I don't know. But yeah, so that was the double episode week. We're skipping a week next week.
Well, we may have a special thing for you.
Oh, we might have something special. So tune in next Monday night.
And check us out on Twitter at @SuchaConnection.
This has been P.S. Such a Connection, and we will see you next week.